Good morning and welcome to the new edition of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Prime Minister Modi averred that by 2024, India would be a 5 trillion economy and the opposition scoffed at it. Naturally, opposition is supposed to. But when the economists, at least those people who call themselves to be economists, even if they are not, but hold a degree of law from Harvard, or real economists like Manmohan and Rangarajan said that it's not possible. That did create doubt in some people, but I never had a doubt. According to Rangara, it can never be. And Raghuraman saying the same thing. It was a unanimous opinion that it was more of a statement than an economic forecast. But voila, here comes Center for Economics and Business Research. And based on their research, as well as on the figures supplied by IMF, OECD, and other bodies. They have said that India would reach 5 trillion GDP by 2026, a difference of 2 years, saying that you will have a target achieved by 24 and then getting it by 26 is not much of a difference. But all those economists who were deriding Modi, all those political leaders who were condemning Modi should now at least regret saying that. And not only that, India would be the fourth largest economy according to CEPR, Center for Economics and Business Research, by 2026. That's the next 15 years, sorry, not by 26, but by 2015. In the next 15 years, a decade and a half, Japan, Germany, and India will battle for the third position. So it would have reached the fourth position, but it will be trying to reach the third position. Isn't it something to be amazed about? Especially when the whole world sees seemingly endless protests in India over the supposed but controversial citizen amendment bill. As a matter of fact, India is very decisive and it has already overtaken France and UK to become the fifth largest economy in the world. That has happened today. In this year, India became the fifth largest economy, and it is a quantum jump, and it will become the fourth largest, overtaking Germany, and then Japan will be the third. But then there's a close neck to neck race between Japan and India. As a matter of these three countries are going to battle each other on the economic fronts to be the third biggest economy in the next 15 years. And when Modi said that India would reach the economy GDP by 5 trillion by 24, and CEBR says by 26, it's a difference of 2 years. Now, when the common opposition people said that it's not possible, I could have taken it with a grain of salt because, according to the pygmy politicians, such a quantum jump is definitely not possible. It could not have been possible under Manmohan Singh. It could not have been possible under Rahul Gandhi. It might have been reduced to 5 billion under this guy Rahul, but not 5 trillion. But there have been doubts from those angles which are supposed to be high. Rangarajan and Raghuraman are respected figures in economics. Somewhere or the other, their understanding has gone wrong. I agree, there has been a slowdown of economy, but then that slowdown is all over the globe, even USA. Although USA is the largest growing economy today, China has suffered badly, Japan has suffered, Germany has suffered. So if India has slowed down, but then one thing to be noted about is very clear, and I pointed it out in one of my comments last week, that the quantum of growth has reduced. It has slowed down as far as the acceleration is concerned. Instead of moving in the top gear, it's moving in the third gear. But by no stretch of imagination you can say that it is a recession today. It is not a recession, it's a slowdown, and slowdown can be because of the various factors. Now, terming slowdown to be something which is horrible, which is suicidal, is a wrong interpretation of things. When Rangarajan said that the growth rate by 2024-25 reaching 5 trillion is out of question, he was possibly not thinking that the whole world is poised to change, that the likelihood of a world going to war is not there, that globalization is being replaced slowly and steadily by bilateralism. The problem with economists is that they think in the cocoons, in their own cocoon. The political changes, the socio changes, the socio-economic changes, they can understand. But socio-economic political changes, all combined in a single matrix, elude them. They are concerned with the figures as being counters, but the human psychology, the human desire escapes them. And that's why I have been a strong advocate that these economists and the technical people, must be exposed to the liberal arts as well. Until and unless they can understand multidimensional, multidisciplinary that govern mankind and the human mind, they would not be able to understand the reality. India has been seen by everybody as the fastest growing major economy, but it was growing at the age of 7%, 8%, and 9%. And then now it's 4.5%. So they say, wow, we are going down the hill. And since we are going down the hill, this descent is not going to be stopped. They forgot that going down the hill does not mean falling headlong. It can be your pace is slow. And once you have stabilized your feet, you will again start going up. It's not a withdrawal, it's a retreat. And retreat can always go to be reversed and go in advance. Now, and then, you cannot look at things in an exclusive manner. Another point was that India is witnessing protests. But tell me, which country is not witnessing protests today? Is USA not witnessing protests? Has its economy suffered? It has slowed down, not even slowed down, it has picked up as a matter of fact. China has slowed down, but it is witnessing protests in such a large number in Hong Kong, in Uyghur, even in Macau. But they don't say they are going to be the last economy. They are number two, and they'll continue to be number two. The one reason why the economists were able to doubt the credentials of the Prime Minister Modi was there is a slowdown in investment, which is now broadened by consumption. And that was driven by financial stress among rural households and weak job creation. Now, when The shift is again there, and the job creation starts anew with the new policies, then the trend would be much faster. I fully agree that mm, the finance minister doesn't have that imagination, doesn't have that vision which Modi himself has. I fully agree that her policies are contradictory. She takes two steps and then withdraws one step, but at least one step still forward remains. I agree that whatever she proposed in her budget this year, within a few weeks and months, she undid the budget, which was the wrong thing to do. As a matter of fact, she should have taken into consideration the realities of life, which she did not. But if you remember, in one of my notes, I had given 5 points, which, if they follow, can put India into a quantum jump for the progress. And I see that some of those points are being implemented. The World Economic League table, which is an economic calculation by CEBR, shows that the base data for 2019 is such a one which are indications are very clear that the whole economy is poised to change and change for the better. Now, another thing which we ignore, we take the political opposition as a political upheaval. It's not. A survey done shows that 70% of the people are in favor of CAA, 30% are opposing, and quite possible out of 30%, a vocal minority of majority of them may also be either neutral or supporting it. What is more amazing is that while the leaders of the opposition political parties are opposing CAA and NRC, their party workers, as reported in one of the leading newspapers yesterday, are supporting the government on this agenda. So the top of the political party is opposing it, but the working part, the people who really matter, the people at the grassroots are supporting it. And when they see the benefits, and when they see that by opposing this, they're not going to gain anything, rather be an hindrance in the process of job creation, then they will naturally come realize that their protests are futile. Secondly, government is also in the wrong. I don't deny that. As a matter of fact, it should have come with a sense of commitment, which it is not showing. The sense of commitment is showing at the political level, it's not showing at the economic level. Let's be very clear about that. But luckily, the Reserve Bank is very proactive, and this activity of the Reserve Bank is responsible for ensuring that there's no free fall of economy. It is decelerating. It is slowing down, but there's no free fall. And that slowdown is in fact a base for the quantum jump. Hop, step, and jump. That is going to be the Indian economic scene. They are running, they are walking, they'll stop, hop, and jump. And that would show that India, given its inherent strengths, given its resilience, given its largest youth base, given its ingenuity, is poised to be what Modi had settled, the fourth largest economy, and reach $5 trillion economy in the next quarter century. Now, this is something which we have got to see from the point of view what Aristotle will call it the probability and possibility. Is it possible or not? Of course, it's possible. If China, which was much below India, could take a quantum jump and become the second largest economy in the world. What hinders? So possibility is there. Probability. Now the probability, as I said, depends on various factors: economic, political, and most important, bilateral trade relations. India's bilateral trade relations are improving much more. USA is very good. EU is excellent. It has opened with Far East, Korea, Japan, Australia. It is going ahead with having the military dominance in the area. Just yesterday, the Indian Navy had decided to build 24 submarines, out of which 8 would be nuclear headed. Now, all that military power would enable it to ensure that trade goes on uninterrupted. And the bilateralism which it is adopting at the cost of multilateralism, which is not going to be there any longer. Let's be very clear, is ultimately a bilateral trade which is going to enable a country to grow, because then it takes into consideration the needs and the capabilities of the two countries. A group would have weak members, strong members, and since you have to cater to the lowest common denominator, is never helpful in growing. It's okay in stabilizing, but not in growth. In growth, you need a bilateralism, and that policy, if India adopts, there is no reason why it should not be a 5 trillion economy and the fourth, maybe even the third largest economy in the world in the next quarter of a century. That the next coming decade would show you that this prognosis, this forecast is going to be truth based on the diverse factors which are surely in favor of India. They are heavily tilted in favor of India. We only need very pragmatic leadership, which we have, the political leadership, and we need to trust ourselves and the capabilities and be the third largest economy, and we should aim at being number one economy, which is again possible as well as probable, given certain things. If other things remain the same, we'll do that. Very peaceful. We'll do that. Let's hope so. Thank